as you can see, we're mixing it up today, and we're in Studio A freeform with the guys from Bonk. And that's the bicyclists, of Nevada County. And here to chat with us about Bonk is Kell Mckenzie, who's head of this group and a couple of other important groups, biking groups in the community. Welcome, Kell.
Hey, thank you very much.
So tell us a little bit about Bonk. How long have you been together? What are your goals? What's going on in 2026 for Bonk?
So Bonk has been around for, 15 years or more. Bicyclists of Nevada County. It's a volunteer-based organization that has been building and maintaining and repairing and creating trails and riding opportunities for bicyclists all over Nevada County. We're responsible for trails everywhere from Grouse Ridge to the South Yuba, all the way along the Highway 20 corridor.
Yeah.
We have projects here in town that we're working with the city of Grass Valley for the Loma Rica area. Lots of new trails, lots of existing trails, and we're kind of creating a up and coming trail network that's one of the biggest kind of like up and coming trail networks in California.
Wow.
Lots of people coming from out of town to experience and enjoy our trails. We've been lucky to have partners in the land, from the Forest Service, from other land organization, land managers that are willing to allow us to, do some things that aren't as typical in California, creating some bike only trails, some downhill only trails, which is really great and really brings people in because that's like a thing that people are looking for and it's been hard to find. And we also create trails that are multi-use and work on trails that are multi-use. And we've been trying to figure out ways to make sure that we are creating trails that everyone can enjoy. So in some cases, that's creating a multi-use trail. In some cases, that's creating like bike specific trails in a bike specific zone so that the multi-use trails aren't overcrowded by one user group.
Right.
So hikers, equestrians, and cyclists can all find places to recreate and, have a good time and enjoy their experience.
And do the trails are some trails more conducive to more experienced riders and some trails are okay for beginners? How does that work?
Certainly. So there's typically a trail rating, guide. It's kind of like skiing. So we have green circle square trails for beginners and a blue square, black diamond, and we have been building trails on the full spectrum.
Yeah, awesome.
And then in regards to the high school team, you also coach the high school team. These are some of your young riders. Do you want to introduce who they are?
Yeah, sure. So I'm the head coach of the Miners MTB, which is a NICA-based high school mountain bike team with a cross-country modality. Typically, NICA is a nationwide league, and we are a composite team of all the high schools and middle schools in the area here, Nevada County. So behind me is Rowan, who's one of our middle school riders. There's a junior development team. We've got Zane, who is a high school rider, been with the team for many years. Dalton is a middle school rider who races and trains with the high school because he's just that crazy fast at his age. All awesome kids, and hopefully they have some fun things to say about the team.
And then can I talk to Rowan for a second? Rowan, step on up here. So you're a middle school student racing with high school students.
Yes, I am.
And so how does that feel when you're out in these competitions?
Well, it's a lot of fun because it's riding with the bigger kids, and it's more funner because you have people that are more experienced, and they kind of explain to you how all the fundamentals work and like teach you how to do certain stuff, and yeah.
Okay, and before we moved over to this studio, we were doing a story on the local race, the TDS. Is that a race that you've ridden in before, or is that something that you aspire to? And how does it differ from the courses that you ride right now?
I have not raced in one of the TDS races, but I do want to race in those. But different from the ones that we ride is ours are shorter and they're, how do I say this? But sorry, they're less hardworking and
You're training on them basically,
basically.
right? Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
But the TDS is, I think it's a bit longer and just a bit harder. But so I do want to ride TDS. That would be a fun thing to do.
What's the hardest thing that you've ever done in regards to racing on a mountain bike?
Probably trying to beat all the other kids,
That's a good answer.
Yep.
get up in the front, don't get left behind. I don't know. Stuff like that.
How about flying off of cliffs or jumping over logs or anything like that?
No jumping off cliffs, unfortunately. But jumping over logs sometimes, yeah, that's pretty fun.
I was fortunate enough to be out at the TDS a few years ago and watch these guys come down, and it literally looked like they were jumping off
That
the
sounds
cliff
that
as
sounds
they went
terrifying
over.
to me. Come on up. Who do we have here?
I'm Zane Chambers.
Hey, Zane. So you've been riding with these guys with the group for a while, right? So
This is my third year on the team.
okay, awesome. And what's your favorite trail to ride? What's your favorite thing about the group?
My favorite trail that we ride usually is Sawtooth. It's out near Banner Mountain.
Mhm.
Super fun.
Yeah. How often do you ride? How often do you go out on the trails?
We do practices 3 times a week. We have a Monday, a Wednesday, and then longer rides on Saturdays.
Yeah.
So on Saturdays, we'll do like 40-mile rides.
Wow. Can I tell you the last time I was on a bike, I almost killed 2 people. So I was, yeah, it was on pavement too. It wasn't even on a trail. So you don't want me anywhere near you on the trail, I can tell you. Come on up.
I'm Dalton Angle.
Hey, Dalton. Did you want to talk to Dalton?
So, Dalton, how long have you been racing?
I've been racing since 4th grade. I joined a high school team in 6th grade, and that was just a great experience.
And what is the most exciting part about trail riding for you?
Honestly, it's riding with more people. You get to meet so many people, and you just get to have just such a fun time meeting people and being excited with people, getting people to hit new features that you've hit, and it's so awesome.
And Kell, I understand that you have some other events that you wanted to talk about?
Sure. And I'd also just like to point out that Dalton has won pretty much almost every race that he was in this year and was the state champion for the 8th grade boys for all of Northern and Central California.
Wow, congratulations.
Very,
That's
very
awesome.
impressive feat there.
Very impressive and very humble that you didn't. That's not the first thing you brought up.
Yes,
when,
exactly.
when,
Good
when
job.
I questioned you.
Good job. Representing Nevada County. Awesome.
Yeah. Some of the other events and things that I wanted to mention, I just want to make sure that people are aware that Bonk exists. We are a growing organization. Our membership has been growing. So I was hired in January as a trails coordinator, someone to work full time on the trails, to do some outreach and things like this. For the last 14, 15 years before that, we were only volunteer based. So bringing someone on to work full time is a big step for Bonk. And it means more things that we have to pay for and more things that we need to do to keep growing. But I think it's an important step to grow the organization. So making sure that local people know what we do and that they can become part of it by going to bonk.org, and that's bonc.org, and becoming a member, signing up for our newsletter, finding out when we have volunteer work days and things like that. If they want to support us financially, that's awesome too. But just growing our numbers of members is very important to us right now.
And you brought in 3 fine young men. Are you open to having women on the program as well?
Oh, of course. And thank you for asking that. That's super important. And I know we brought 3 young men here for the minors. We also have some really skilled young women who are on the team. It's been one of our goals to get our numbers on the team to at least 25% of women racers, young women racers. And we're getting really close to that. And we've had some new women come on the team this year that have done phenomenally in their races, have, dominated. Our female varsity racer was 3rd overall for the season for the whole league. We've got a new freshman racer who's won every race she's been in this year. And so we have a lot of strength on both sides. Mountain biking is fun for men, for women, for adults, for children. When I'm out on the trails during the weekday doing my trail work, I get to see the diversity of the people that make it out there. On the weekends, there's a lot of young shredders and people that come from other places to ride. But on the weekdays in the middle of the week, the number of retirees, retiree men, retiree women is incredible. It's, you wouldn't think that there's so many people in their 50s and 60s and 70s, maybe even older out there enjoying the trails, but there really are. So from the youngest to the oldest, men and women, hopefully there's something for everyone in mountain biking, and we want to create the green trails, the blue trails, the black diamond trails, something for everyone.
Right. Fantastic. Really, really interesting. Lots of fun. Thank you for joining us.
Sure. I just also wanted
One
to,
more
so,
thing?
yeah, sorry to cut you off. That there are some other local events. There's another organization, which this is going to be a little confusing.
Okay.
It's Youth Bicyclists of Nevada County. So it's YBonk. Uh, and they host a number of mountain bike races here locally. There's one up on Highway 20 on the Hoot Trail. They have one also at TDS, where the TDS race is like an enduro, more of a downhill extreme race. This is what similar to what we do with the minors, a cross country race. So it's more endurance based. And then there's one at Scotts Flat Lake later in October. So those can be, and information for those can be found at ybonk.org. And so I just wanted to make sure everyone knows that that happens, because that's a great thing to come out and spectate or to try your hand at racing if you've been mountain biking and you want to see where you stack up or have fun with a larger community and meet more people. I just wanted to make sure people know there's road events, there's mountain events, there's, we have an event later in the year called Heart of Gold Gravel Race, which is a gravel race that goes out on the gravel roads, crosses the Yuba and comes back. That's like 100-mile day.
Wow.
With great aid stations and lots of people out there having fun. So there's so much bicycle based events here in Nevada County. And I just wanted to share the fun and the stoke I have for all those, and that we all have for all those.
That's fantastic. It's really great to have you guys as part of the community. Thank you so much. Good luck and have fun and be safe, of course, right?
Well, thank you all.
Thanks, Kell. We're happy to have you.